Yo, what's up, motherfuckers? That's going to be my new intro. How do you think that's going to go? YouTube will ban me in about 11 seconds. Wanted to say, what's up, everybody? Good to see you here on this Friday. Now, I'm a little bit late. Hopefully, that's not what she said. Hey, why am I a little bit late? As the stream populates and as my friends jump on in to the live Q&A here on the Dolce Diet YouTube channel. Why am I late? I'm late because I took my daughters to go and see Aladdin. The 9:45 a.m. matinee on opening day. Boom. That is how we do it. That's how we do it in responsible parent land. And I know you got kids too. And I know you do some other cool ass things that I probably don't do. But this is what I did. That's what I did. I took my girls and my wife, of course, Brandy. I won't tell you if this was her idea and her planning and that she had the seats picked out like a month or so ago, already purchased. Center is the spot, by the way, in the IMAX theater. You want to go center up and center middle. Those are the ideal seats. But anyway, we saw Aladdin live. Well, not live action Aladdin opening day. And it was awesome. I'll do a review on it if you care. Who really cares what I have to say about a live action Disney movie? Maybe you do. If so, let me know in the comment section. But today, what are we talking about today? We're talking about fasted or fed aerobic exercise for fat loss. The science is in. I don't know if your fitness guru has told you yet. They probably won't, because it most likely competes with what they're trying to sell you. So we won't let them know that we're actually talking about the science over here. And I will talk about that in a second as this stream populates. What's up, everybody? You can feel free to leave your questions. This is also the Q&A. I will rant on this topic of fasted or fed aerobic exercise, which is very interesting. So listen to the first few minutes. And then I'll answer everybody's questions to the best of my ability. However I can do that, I will certainly do that. By the way, the Henzo Gracie, Fodacy, fuck it, t-shirt. You should all check out Henzo and Henzo's site and what he's got going on and pick up one of these shirts. I have two of these shirts. I have the black and I have the blue. All right, so now let's get into the conversations. There we go. Stream is populating. I like it. And give a thumbs up. Bam! Mash that thumbs up button, everybody. If you're here, if you're listening, if you appreciate the things that I say or I'm sharing with you, please give us a thumbs up. But now let's talk about the topic at hand. Fasted or fed? What is the most efficient form of aerobic exercise when we're specifically focused on fat loss? The science is in. There is no question. There is no debate. So everyone out there talking about calories in, calories out is all that matters. They're wrong. Everyone that's saying it doesn't matter fasted or fed, you're still burning the same amount of calories per hour, they're wrong. They're stupid, actually. Those who say that, they're not very smart. They're not very smart, or they're really greedy and they're trying to sell you something, which is insane. Because even from a common sense perspective, it makes no sense. From a practitioner's perspective, someone who actually trains clients and athletes, it makes no sense because you see the results in front of you, right? I don't need a scientific study to tell me this because it's what I see every day in my practice for decades. But we might as well talk about the science anyway. I wish I could throw this up on the screen. Maybe some of you know how to do that. I wish I could do that during a live, but I don't. So I will simply read it for you, and then I'll post a link to this down below the video later on. As long as my coffee doesn't run out, because if my coffee runs out, I'm just going to walk out of the live stream and go next door and grab some coffee. But effects of aerobic exercise performed in fasted versus fed state on fat and carbohydrate metabolism in adults. A systematic review and meta-analysis. I don't want to bore you too much. You can go and do your own research and continue to read on. But let me just break down just a few key points and I'll walk away. The abstract. This study aimed to verify the effect of aerobic exercise performed in the fasted versus fed states on fat and carbohydrate metabolism in adults. Searches were conducted in March of 2015 and updated in July of 2016 using PubMed, Scopus, and Cochrane databases. Using the terms fasting, exercise, aerobic exercise, substrate, energy metabolism, fat, glucose, insulin, and adult, and references from selected studies. And now let's go down because you can read the rest. There was a significant increase in fat oxidation during exercise performed in the fasted compared with fed state. Can I read that again for you? There was a significant increase in fat oxidation. That means fat loss, fat oxidation during exercise performed in the fasted compared with the fed state. Further, it goes on to say, we conclude that aerobic exercise performed in the fasted state induces higher fat oxidation than exercise performed in the fed state. Boom. That is the mic drop right there. MIKE DROP, the mic drop. So back to us. I feel like I miss you. It's been so long since I stared directly at you. I was staring at that silly study. Now, what does this mean? This simply means what I've been saying. Remember, go back years and hear what I've been saying, though I'm not a, quote, scientist, whatever. Excuse me. What this means is that when we're performing aerobic exercises, not anaerobic exercises. What's anaerobic exercises? Anaerobic exercises would be lifting weights, various forms of high-intensity interval training. Anaerobic exercise could be hiking. It could be sprints, different forms of what some might call cardio even, an anaerobic exercise. Aerobic exercise, aerobic means with oxygen. That's the term of aerobic. Aerobic means with oxygen. This is an oxygen-based form of exercise. So simply for simplicity's purposes, walking. What do we talk about all the time? We talk about LISS, low intensity, steady state, cardiovascular activity, preferably while fasted. I say this all the time. You've heard me say this all the time. Go back a few years and look at my LISS video with the pretty blonde-haired girl with the, athletic top and the super ripped abs standing in the middle of the road. And I sit there in my office and I talk about LISS. This is maybe a 2 or so year old video. Go back other years in the past. Go to my other books in the past. Go to my 3 Weeks of Shredded, which came out in 2007. And we talk about LISS. Low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity while fasted, which also means in the absence of insulin. And all the calorie heads out there, they don't have an understanding of biochemistry. They simply focus on macro tables because their myopic view of the world is simply based upon macro tables and what Google tells them. They have no deeper level of understanding. All they want to do is figure out the least amount of information necessary to sell you shit. That's it. That's it. And I don't care who they are. I don't care what their degree is. I don't care about any of that. They can't talk around science. This is the science. Fasted aerobic exercise is more beneficial than fed aerobic exercise with regards to fat oxidation. Case closed. Done. Gavel. I need a gavel. I need a mic to drop. An inexpensive one because this one's fucking expensive as shit. And I need a gavel. Bing. So I'm going to toot my own horn. Toot, toot. It's like the Popeye toot. I've been talking about this for years and years and years and years. I've never wavered on this topic. You will not go back through any of my archives and hear me wavering on this topic. I've been straightforward and open and honest and transparent. There's always been science out there to support it. There's decades worth of science that supports this. But a lot of the people in the industry, the fitness influencers, it doesn't suit their cause at the moment because typically they're trying to sell you something. So they play the shell game and they move the science around a little bit with their words to confuse the population. And that sucks. And that's why I talk the way that I do. And I'm so open and honest as I try to be. And I'm as transparent as obviously as I am, because you guys can see right through me. There's nothing scripted here. This is just me talking. Just a dude in a blue shirt and an $8 ball cap, Carhartt hat, talking to you, right? Sipping on delicious. I'm lucky here. A little aside. I am officially the highest ranking VIP member in the local town coffee shop. Oh, yeah. They don't have a plaque hanging on the wall, but the staff members say that is our number one regular. Me, Dolce, the Dolce. I'm going to talk about myself in third person. I am the highest ranking VIP member in this coffee shop. Why? Because I'm there every day? Yeah, probably. Because I'm there multiple times a day? Yeah, probably. Because I spend the most amount of money there? I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not buying multiple coffees at a time. I'm just getting an espresso. Why am I the highest ranking, the VIP, the number one? Well, because I treat the staff with respect that they deserve as professionals, top-notch esteemed professionals, craftsmen and women in what they do. And I fucking tip every time I go in. Every time I go in. And guys and gals, and this is just an aside, in the coffee world, it's $1 a cup. It's $1 a drink. I'm sorry. Every time I walk in, every time I order an espresso, an Americano, a black coffee, every time I walk in, they get a tip of $1 a cup. If I get 4 drinks, they're getting a $4 tip. That's the way I roll. But when you do that, again, this is an aside, right? When you do that, all of a sudden, I don't pay $3.47 for a double espresso. I pay $2. In fact, anytime I walk in there, I pay $2. All my drinks are $2. No matter what it is, it's $2. You see how this works? A little quid pro quo. And if there's a huge line, guess what? They'll give me the nod, be like, double espresso? But yeah, boop, made, cash, transaction, done. Big ass deep old line. They got me taken care of because I take care of them. That's the way it goes. But anyway, that's my coffee aside. And I just had a good experience again with the team. And I'm almost out of coffee. Now, back to you. Back to us. Back to this relationship. Or the relationship of fasted versus fed aerobic exercise. Now, what do we talk about all the time? We talk about low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity while fasted, which is in the absence of insulin. Now, you know from listening to the Mike Dolce Show podcast and the Dolce YouTube channel, and from reading all of our books, you know that gender-specific stubborn body fat is more efficiently oxidized in the absence of insulin. Now, let's take the fed or fasted out of the equation. The absence of insulin, because insulin is a sticky little bugger. Insulin is powerful. Insulin is one of the most powerful hormones in the human body. Insulin. Most people don't really associate the power of insulin as it truly stands, nor the myriad of effects of insulin. But just the fact of having insulin pulsing through your body immediately inhibits fat loss. Immediately inhibits fat loss. Did you know that? So the more, and this is where the intermittent fasting crowd gets it half right, but then they conflate the facts to starve you so they can differentiate their eating system and sell you. That pisses me off because that doesn't do anything other than leave an uneducated population who simply drones forward right off the cliff. of the health and fitness world. That's not the way we do it. What we try and do here is we try and educate, and we're trying to educate right now. And I'm trying to educate you guys right now. Offer that education so you understand what the fuck I'm talking about, so you can take what I say, do your own research, look it up, practice it yourself, and then you can determine if it's right or wrong. And it's right. I'm going to tell you right now, it's right. It's fucking right. I'm not going to come on here and tell you it's right if it's not fucking right, because I've been proving it or practicing it, not even just proving it, right? It's like proving gravity. No, it's you're not proving anything. It's already fucking there. I'm just, working within the confines of these universal principles. Same thing when it comes to fat loss. The most efficient form of aerobic exercise is fasted with regards to fat loss. Now, here's another cool little wrinkles. If you do eat, aerobic exercise is excellent in a fed state. It's excellent at mediating insulin output. What does that mean? That means you go out, you have a meal, you sit on your fucking fat ass, your body's going to be like shooting insulin all over the place, and likely you're going to start storing a lot of the calories you just ate as fat. If you eat a meal and get up and go for just as little as a 10-minute walk, you will dramatically reduce the total insulin output. Did you know that? Thereby mitigating the damage of that meal with regards to fat storage. And also, your body will more efficiently partition the nutrients that you consumed, allowing for a greater uptake into muscle protein synthesis and a reduced intake into fat storage. So I'm not saying don't walk after you eat. No, walk after you eat. The question is, what's the most efficient form of fat loss when it comes to fasted or fed? People say, you can wake up, eat breakfast, and go do your cardio. It doesn't matter. You're going to burn 400 calories either way. Calories in, calories out. The only thing that matters is how many calories you burn. Well, that's fucking stupid. That's stupid. Stupid, man. You need to go back to second grade, yo. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You need to sit down and hand in your bro card. Hand in your fake fitness personality card, and you not just need to be in timeout. You need to have all your social media deleted. You need to get Zuckerberg out there and just wipe out all your fucking accounts. The people who think like that, because they're fucking wrong. It's not calories in versus calories out. Biochemistry is much more powerful, a much more powerful part of the equation than simply calories in versus calories out. There's so much more context to this conversation that most of the people out there, they just don't get, they don't grasp. So that's why I'm telling you this. That's why I'm talking to you about this. So you can now control yourself, and you can sift through the bullshit out there. This is the way it should be. You need to be in control, not them, not me. I don't need to be in control of you. I'm not the boss of you. My job is to just present you with information that you can then implement into your own life, determine if it's bullshit or not. That's my job. That's all of our jobs as fitness coaches or personalities or trainers or whatever the hell other titles out there. I don't even know what titles out there. That's the whole purpose of this. So once again, fasted or fed aerobic exercise for maximal fat loss. The science is clear. The real world evidence is clear. Fasted by far is much more efficient. So get all the other nonsense out of your head. Fasted is the way to go, period, the end. Now, I know a few hours later, you're going to go to the gym and you're going to slang some weights. You're going to go to a Zumba class or CrossFit, or you're going to go play tennis or squash or something else. You're going to get that heart rate up a little bit outside of the aerobic zone. You might have resistance. You might not have resistance, but you're going to get out there, healthy human, right? Adult, 3 to 5 times a week at least. You're going to get out there. You're going to move that body a little bit, and you're going to peak that heart rate. Perfect. Those should be in a fed or a semi-fed state, which has muscle sparing effects. So we're not breaking down muscle tissue at that point. We're actually able to support the muscle tissue and then build muscle tissue. That's the goal. That's the goal of it. I hope this is all helpful for everyone. All of you listening, if you found any of this helpful, which I hopefully every one of you did, please give a thumbs up to this video so I know you appreciate this video. Hopefully that lets YouTube know you appreciate this video. And the things that I'm saying, feel free to share this stuff. I don't care. Cut up what I'm saying. Share it. Just don't take me out of context. I don't care. I'm not going to file a trademark bullshit on you. This is all free, open sourced information. I just want to help people, guys and gals. So let me answer some questions here, to which I think there's quite a few. All right. Enlightened Truth Seeker says, fasted in the forest, baby. What does that mean? Hemingway. Angel, what's up, coach? It's Crypta. Crypta, what's up? Good to see you, Crypta. Brandon, yes, what's up? Antidepressants, hello. SoCal Seth, what's up? Sonny. Hey, coach, what's up, Sonny? Adam, list training for a recovering meniscus surgery. Not quite ready to walk. Is there a question there? I think that's a statement. Cool. But always, if you're coming off of surgery, guys and gals, work with your doctor under your doctor's supervision and find a local physical therapist, what we call hands-on practitioners. Find one that focuses on athletes, not just a layperson. Always work with a physical therapist that is well experienced in athletes. I don't care if you're 80 years old. You want to work with a physical therapist that is experienced in getting athletes back on the field. Otherwise, they're just basically getting you to the mean, to the average, and we are not average. Nick L, thanks, coach. Down 43 pounds since January, changing from a power football athlete. Hell yeah, Nick L is down 43 pounds since the beginning of the year following the Dolce diet, guys and gals. I'm proud of you, Nick. Good job. Yamid, hello, Coach Mike. Greetings all the way from Colombia. Speaking of coffee, my goodness, Colombia. I'm going to come visit you one day to a normal pattern for lifestyle. Hell yeah, Nick. Good job, my man. Sonny. Hey, coach, hope all is well. How long from weigh-in do you cut fluids, and what do you change in terms of electrolytes in the diet for the fight? Depends on the athlete. Most athletes, we don't cut the fluids at all. We just taper up and taper down. We never cut them out completely. The day before weigh-ins, we'll drink at least 4 liters of water, 1 gallon of water. We typically front load. We drink it earlier on in the day. We taper at night just to kind of see where the athlete lays and is done. And then we'll sip throughout the night. And usually we start to rehydrate the night before weigh-ins. We start putting all the electrolytes back in. I hope that helps. Mehmed, hey, Coach, Gracie shirt fits well. Thank you. I love this, man. Henzo's the man. Nick L, thumbs up. Thanks, Nick. Enlightened Truth Seeker. Dolce, what are your views on fasting in nature on spring water straight from the source? It sounds awesome. I mean, if you can throw in some mushrooms and some weed, that sounds like a fun, that sounds like a party to me. But how long are you fasting for? Like a few hours, a few days? That's where it gets a little crazy. Digging the blue. Seth, thank you. I appreciate that. My wife says I look good in blue, though my mind, I'm typically a black minded individual. As you can kind of see, most of the gear in the photos, I'm always in black attire. Antidepressants. Mike, would you ever have Ben Greenfield or Rhonda Patrick on the podcast? You will have many interesting topics, including fasting, to talk about. Have a great day. Absolutely, I will. I like both. It's funny because most of what Rhonda Patrick talks about completely supports the Dolce diet. Nearly everything she talks about, and as it appears to me from my review of her work, she focuses on a micronutrient-dense, phytonutrient-dense caloric intake. She doesn't focus on calories first. She doesn't exclude primary macronutrient groups. She focuses on micronutrient-dense foods, exactly what we do. She takes a longevity approach to health and wellness, exactly like we do. And many of her studies, many of the topics she puts out completely support the meal plan, the principles, the lifestyle that we talk about here over at the Dolce Diet. Ben Greenfield, I think, is a smart guy. I think he's a fringe fitness coach on purpose. Why is that? I think he likes to push the envelope a little bit, and I'm not mad at that. I think that's where his passion takes him. Now, I disagree. I think Rhonda Patrick and I would agree on, I don't know what we would disagree on, even infrared saunas, which I'm a huge advocate in, and Dr. Patrick anyway. Ben, on the other hand, I think he's got some stuff in there that's just a little fringe. Logan, glad you're clearing this up. Coach, people have such stupid ideas about fasting. My question is, how should I train my core for performance, specifically combat sports? Thanks a million in advance. So I agree. And the fasting thing is just because keto's dead, right? Keto died. People jumped on the fasting because they needed to further suffer and starve. And there you go. And then just as a core for performance, rotational work. Lots of rotating, like sit-ups and leg raises. That's like 10-15% of core training. We're focused on 360 degrees. Now, basically, look at your belly button. Take your belly button and draw a line around your belly button, and then draw a vertical and a horizontal around your belly button, and build a ball around that, forward, backwards, complete 360 degrees in all areas. That is core training. That's core training. I say the core goes from the pec line to the top of the knees. That's your core. That's your core. And I want 360 degree specificity of core training. Now, this is hard for me to do sitting here. I'll try and put out some videos for you in the future. But it's rotating through the trunk, and it's resisting rotation through the trunk. That's core training. Thanks a million in advance. New book for the week. I could not find the one you told me. It's funny, Mehmet. I thought of you the other day. I had a book in mind. Give me a few minutes. As I talk, it'll hopefully pop back in my head. SoCal says, you need a young Jamie. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I absolutely freaking do. Antidepressant, walking out of a live to grab a coffee as a Bulgarian. That's studied in Italy. I understand and approve. Exactly, right? Peace. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get coffee. Mehmet says, this is 3 weeks of Ramadan. What's your advice for the Muslim athlete who work out and do Ramadan? And I work with Muslim athletes. During Ramadan, you have to curtail your exercise, or you're going to break your body down, because you can only eat during the dark hours, after sunset and before sunrise. Those who don't know, during Ramadan, the Islamic faithful, they can only eat during the dark hours, after the sun is set and before the sun is rises. And they typically have to sleep during the middle of that, right? So they'll eat maybe 2 hours, then they'll fall asleep, then they'll wake up a little earlier than normal so they can get a few more meals in. And then sunrise, they can't eat anymore. Excuse me. That's a little challenging. So what we try and do is we really curtail the workouts. We pull it way back. Excuse me. And there we go. Devon, Dolce, that study is referring to the substrate burn during the workout, not the overall fat loss by the end of the day. Long story short, you burn more fat during the workout while fasted, but burn less fat over the rest of the day, while fed burns more fat throughout the day. That's false, Devon. That is absolutely false. The difference is overall fat loss when calories are controlled is negligible. No, Devon, so you take all things like. So fasted or fed, my aerobic exercise is performed at the same rate, at the same intensity, at the same volume. So I go the same distance, the same time, at the same heart rate, fasted or fed. I burn more fat during that walk as the substrate, as the fuel source used during that walk. Furthermore, I have a much more efficient ability to oxidize the stubborn gender-specific body fat in the absence of insulin. The stubborn areas, the little pooch under the belly button, the hips, the man tits, all the problem areas that no matter how lean people get, they can't lose that. Many times that has a relationship to insulin. It's a type of cells that there's, the specific type of fat cell is less efficiently unlocked, or less readily unlocks and purges itself. Some of this also is due to lack of blood volume, which is something we'll talk about. I've talked about before, talk about in a deeper video. But when you get down to the caloric equation, the calories are the same. So fasted or fed, there's no difference in total calorie loss. That doesn't matter. So you're burning more fat as the substrate during the exercise, and then you're still enjoying the caloric reduction of having done the activity. Fasted or fed doesn't matter. There's no science that says because you ate more, you'll then burn more calories throughout the day. There's no science that supports that. So you have a net positive of burning the fat as the fuel source used for the walk. And then you also have the neutral effect of burning the same amount of calories to create a deficit, if that is your choice. Thanks for all you do. Great, genuine advice. David, thank you. I appreciate that. Seth, does this apply to both low and high intensity cardio? No, it only applies to low intensity. This is aerobic activity. Now, once we start training at higher intensity, we're no longer burning body fat. We're actually burning glucose, which is stored in the muscle and the liver as glycogen. This is the carbohydrates you consume. If you have not stored enough glycogen, guess what happens? We start to break down the muscle, the amino acids from the muscles and convert that into glucose. So your muscles will break down essentially as a result of being underfed. So during high intensity training, then you need to be fed. You need to be fed for that type of activity. And this is why fasted and fed both matter, but it's the type of activity you're performing that needs to be much more specific. Enlightened says, stop the and fast. I don't know what that means. Danny says, 12 like, what's going on? Let's get those thumbs up. Thanks, Danny. I appreciate it, Danny. Thumbs up, everyone. If you like this video, if you appreciate the content, if you're going to find this usable and helpful in your own way and getting ripped and shredded and happy and healthy, just click a little thumbs up. Just a little thumbs up. A little thumbs up goes all the way. I appreciate that, Denny. Caster Troy, what do you think of Dr. Jason Fang? I think it's Fung. Would you have him on the show? I absolutely would have him on the show. A lot of his data, though, is not... I don't know that I don't want to talk out of turn because I only see what he puts out there on Twitter. And a lot of the stuff he puts out there on Twitter does not really focus on the general population, to which I would consider, or I would say, the average healthy adult. When I say healthy, I say based upon the population healthy. And it's not my definition of healthy, truly, but the average relatively healthy, active, able population. I don't know. And I think Dr. Fung talks more about the fasting side, how good fasting is. Fasting is not bad as long as you're hitting all of your microphytonutrient components. You're giving your body enough time to consume, digest, and absorb the total calories that need to be consumed, not just for your biological existence, but also for the activities that you're performing. Now, if you're training at moderate to higher intensities, as most average healthy adults should be, I don't care if you're a mom or an office worker or a contractor or a barista, doesn't matter. This is where a lot of the fasting and a lot of the exclusionary dietary programs fall to shit, because the presupposition is that the average person is just basically a blob sitting at a desk all day. Then they go home and they sitting on the couch all day. And that's what a lot of the nutrition prescription is for, but that's not what it should be for. The nutrition prescription should be for individuals who are actually utilizing their biological chassis here, these bodies to which we were born and blessed. So I want to see you out there walking 3 to 5 days per week. I want to see you out there also exercising at relative high intensities 3 to 5 days per week. I want to see you fully invigorated outside in nature in your community. I want to see you an active participant in your marriage and in your parental life. I want to see you out there moving your body, picking your kids up and swinging and running and jumping and playing, doing all of that stuff, not just sitting there all day. That's what, and this is not, so I'm not being critical of Dr. Fung. I use this conversation to go a little bit of sideways, and I'll jump back into Fung's stuff. I just need to do a deeper dive because I see some of the stuff he says on Twitter. I probably agree with 60% of the stuff he puts out there, but then he throws a few of those kind of more, I would say, sick population type of prescriptions, for lack of a better word. The gavel of truth. Bam. I love it. My man, I have a coaching question too. How to build champion mindset in our fighters and athletes, and how to make them feel relaxed and focused the night before the fight. Well, you have to surround them with a bubble of positivity, as I like to call it. You have to train them and prepare them in a manner that only builds confidence. When you're sitting backstage, when you're sitting in your locker room, when your name is called that you are up next, the only thing you will think about is the one thing you did wrong. And I've been there. I've been there with the world's greatest athletes fighting for tens of millions of dollars and world titles. I've been there as a marginal athlete in my own pursuits, from a 13-year-old wrestler all the way through fighting at a professional mixed martial arts level. I've been there. The only thing you think about is the one sprint you pulled up on, the meal that you missed, this sparring session you didn't quite go as hard as you could have. You laid up on bottom and you ran out the round. That's what you think of, Mehmet. So what we need to do, what you need to do, you need to cultivate an environment of exceptionalism within your athletes. They don't have to be the best. They don't have to win every round or every moment. They don't have to do any of that, but they simply have to do their best. So when they are waiting for their name to be called, they will know I've done everything in my power to be prepared for this moment. And then they will make that walk with confidence. And I've seen the athletes who make that walk with confidence. And the athletes who make that walk perform above their level every single time. Now, I've seen amazing, gifted specimens who, because they're so good, they lay up a little bit. They don't go as hard as they could. They cut some corners, and they go out there and they get throttled by journeymen, by middle tier athletes who knew they were fighting one of the most genetically gifted specimens on the planet, one of the best fighters or athletes on the planet. They knew it, so they did everything in their power to be at their best. And that's who typically wins. So that's what I would share with you. So any recommendations for joint health? Yeah, back off a little bit. Go easy. Go to your doctor, get a diagnosis, see if there's anything going on. Of course, if you're in New Jersey, I would strongly recommend you find Thrive Sports and Spine Rehab in Spring Lake, New Jersey. Seagirt or Spring Lake, New Jersey. They are awesome. Also, the Muscle Magician in New Jersey. Absolutely incredible, but you need to work with your doctor. My dad doesn't believe in me. Coach Dolce is the real deal. Get the likes up to show the love. I appreciate that. Thank all the thumbs up, guys and gals. I do appreciate the thumbs up. I see the thumbs up. It means a lot to me. Thank you. It's just a small little token that you can offer that lets me know you're there and you care and you appreciate the content that I'm giving you guys. And I do my best to give you as much free content as I can, every single opportunity I can. Josh, what's up, Mike? On day 7 of 3 weeks to shredded and wondering if adding Dutch drills on the heavy bag for 30 minutes every other day will kill my gains. Already doing lists in the morning. Josh, I would say no, because 3 weeks to shredded was designed for combat athletes who are already training in that style of modality, that type of modality. So that being said, likely you'll be fine. And what is a Dutch drill, guys and gals? Well, I would say follow Bang Muay Thai on Instagram. Dwayne Bang Ludwig is amazing. Dutch drills is basically, now you see a pad work, right? You see a boxer or a kickboxer or a Muay Thai fighter, whatever. You see a striker and their coach is holding pads. Jab, jab, cross, hook. You see that go on, and that's pad work. That's great. What is a Dutch drill? A Dutch drill is, I'm going to throw a jab, cross, hook at your face. And you have to block. I have to parry. I have to high block. I have to, opposite side block. I have to, or I forget what Rampage calls this, which is the cover and roll. Parry, cover, as that jab, cross, hook is coming. That's a Dutch drill. And then you can step it up. I throw a jab, cross, hook. You parry, block, and immediately you throw right back. Jab, cross, hook, right back. So that becomes the volley back and forth. That's a Dutch drill. I would do that. I love it. I do a lot of bag work. I do quite a bit of work also when I'm shredding or when I'm gaining. I never, ever lose the touch and lose the feel of martial arts. I always wrestle. I always grapple. I always submit. I always strike, even when I'm hurt, even when I'm tired, even when I'm trying. When I was doing the squats and steak program, I was trying to put on 20 fucking pounds of muscle. I never stopped my martial arts training. I never stopped my mobility training. I never stopped doing. It's like I never stopped saving my money. Like, why would I stop something that is awesome and effective? Now, I bring it down a little bit. I just stay nice and sharp. I don't add massive amounts of volume or massive amounts of intensity. I keep it nice and sharp. I would say the same thing for you. Real says, if you were in Mike Brown's shoes, oh man, just scrolled through. If you were in Mike Brown's shoes, Colby Covington's coach from ATT, what is the game plan to beat Kamaru Usman? Have you ever met Colby or Mike Brown? Thanks. Yeah, I'm buddies with all of them, actually. I spent years and years in Florida working with American Top Team. I was at American Top Team when Colby Covington first came into the gym. Day one, I was actually there, and he was a fucking stud. Raw, green wrestler, but a stud, and he was fucking nasty. I got to tell you, guys and gals, Colby Covington is a fucking competitor. Talk the shit you want about Colby. Colby Covington is a fucking competitor. He is a fucking gritty wrestler. He doesn't give a fuck. He will wrestle you on the mat, onto the fucking concrete, out the door, into the fucking street, and not fucking stop until the ref makes him stop. And I respect that. That's all great athletes have to have that. Colby has that. Mike Brown is absolutely amazing. Mike Brown, former WEC 145-pound world champion. Mike Brown is a legend, an OG in the sport. Mike Brown should get into the UFC Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Mike Brown, or Brownie as we call him, is one of the coolest cats, by the way, in MMA. Mike Brown is an unsung hero in all of mixed martial arts. Excuse me, guys. Now, the game plan. Now, Kamaru Usman, I like Usman. I'm not friendly with Usman. I've been around Usman a few times when I was out there in Texas with Team Takedown and Johnny Hendricks, because Usman trained with them and he's buddies with them. I like Usman too. I got nothing bad to say about any of these guys. And I know them behind the scenes as the men that they are, not the characters they portray in many ways. But what the question is, what's the game plan of Colby Covington to beat Kamaru Usman? You keep it on the feet. Keep it on the feet. Colby's wrestling, I believe, is as good as Usman's. I think Usman's MMA wrestling stands out a little more because Colby employs a little more of his boxing. Colby's more effective with his striking than Usman is, right? I think Colby has a slight edge in striking, which allows Usman to have a slight edge in wrestling. And this is merely based upon the mentality. I think Usman is a little thinking more I think Usman's thinking wrestling 80-20, where I think Colby is thinking wrestling 65-35, 60-40. Wrestling's always there for a guy like Colby, but he sets it up much better with his hands. I think Colby has a much better chance of winning convincingly against Usman if he uses his wrestling as counter wrestling, as defensive wrestling. He still shoots, he still threatens with takedowns, and he will still get takedowns on Usman. But I think Colby keeps it on the feet and uses that ability to try and score on Usman on the feet. That's what I think. I think this is a great fight. I think it's a fucking awesome fight to watch. I think it's a great matchup. This is not a blowout on either guy's side. This fight comes down to the mentally tougher person because both guys are high-level wrestlers. Both guys are super fucking athletic. Both guys are fucking hungry, right? I think Colby's striking, and Colby has more experience striking and has had more success striking inside the UFC. Not that Usman doesn't work on it. Usman trains with Henry Hooft, one of the best striking coaches on the fucking planet, right? Usman also trains with Kami Barzini, which is Colby's wrestling coach, former wrestling coach from American Top Team. So Kami will be giving Usman some of the old playbook of the old Colby. There's a lot of wrinkles to this fight. It's a great fucking fight. It's a great fight. Seth says, drop that $5. They'll make you owner. That's funny. The coffee talk. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? Good to see you, coach. As a coach, is it better to adapt our coaching style to the client or client adapting to the coach, i.e. a client being about numbers and wanting to count macros instead of habits and following the program? Well, we work with the client. What I say is we meet the client, we meet the person where you are. That's my job as the coach. I meet you where you are and I walk the journey with you. And this is an educational process. My job is not to tell you what to do, and that's the end of it. A lot of coaching does that. And yes, I will build the program. I will write the script for you, and then I deliver it to you for you to choose to follow or not to follow. But what I try and do is educate every athlete I work with. I don't just say, here, follow this. I say, hey, I have your program. When's a good time that we can go over it? And I say, okay, meal one, we're going to eat this for these specific reasons. We're not going to do XYZ that you were previously doing because of ABC reason. What do you think about that? And they'll say, oh, yeah, I like that. It sounds good. I didn't think of that, or no way, that's not going to work for me because of this, that, or the other thing. So, Brandon, it becomes a conversation. Our job as coaches is to educate. It's not to dictate. Most of the coaches think that they are the all-powerful dictator. No, your job is a subordinate. I, as a coach, I'm a subordinate to my client. My job is to teach my client everything I know, empowering them to then make these decisions on their own. So we as a team, we can make the right decisions together. That's the job, Brandon. The Mexican, yo, Mike, would you ever work with Conor McGregor? Oz, he needs a real nutritionist and not one with zero integrity, George. I like Conor, and Conor and I are rather friendly, and Conor has always been an amazing gentleman anytime I've been near him and the few interactions we've had through the years on social media. I have nothing but great things to say about Conor. I know he has a public persona, internet persona, and all that other stuff. I don't buy into that stuff because most of what you read about me on the internet is completely false. So I give Conor also the same benefit of the doubt. Would I work with an athlete like Conor McGregor? Of course, I would consider it, and I don't say that because I'm looking for the work. I say that because Conor's someone special. He's a special athlete and he has a special need. And there's not many coaches on the planet that have world-class experience, that have the discretion and the integrity and the experience and the aptitude to work with an elite athlete and add value to their career and to their lives. Now, that being said, it would be a conversation before it was a professional relationship. It would be, like I said, an educational. Hey, man, how's it going? What are you doing? How's it working for you? What are the challenges you're having? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Where do you want to be? And it's here. All right, well, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? I might like to see this. Or what about this? And this is kind of the way I've done it. This is the success that some of my athletes who've been in the same situation as you. This is what they've done. This is what they've seen. And it becomes a conversation like that. I'm in a blessed position that I can work with, and I do work with a lot of powerful people. A lot of powerful people on this planet we're blessed to work with. So powerful that I don't need to talk about them because they pay me not to talk about them. I don't need, look at my Instagram page. Look at all my social media. You rarely see me posting any videos of anybody not standing up and side by side, even when we were at the peak of our success inside the UFC, working with tons of great athletes in the UFC and all that stuff. Even during those days, I was never glorifying me standing on stage or me behind the scenes or anything. It would be a weigh-in shot, a shot on weigh-ins, and that's about it. A few athletes like a Mirsad Bektik, he's like my little brother, one of my best friends. When I do post about Mirsad, it's more because it's like posting with a family member. That's really it. But look at my social media. I do not do that. I don't do that. I'm not one of those people that tries to point to my athletes as a promotional tool. They're there as a part of the resume. They add credibility to what I've done and what I've accomplished, but it's not something that I push like many of the other, fools in the industry. And I would say Zero Integrity George is one of those people. In my opinion, and in the opinion of many of the other top trainers and performance coaches, Conor's only flaw, the only flaw in Conor McGregor's performance is the poor nutrition knowledge that he has been receiving. Because you look at his coaching staff, he has world-class skills coaches, guys like John Kavanaugh, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt with a lineage of success in creating top athletes, like Owen Roddy, a high-level striking coach with a lineage of top clients behind him. His strength and conditioning team comes from the world of endurance athletes. They're excellent at what they do. The flaw would be in a guy like Zero Integrity George. Again, in my opinion, I'm not even trying to be mean to George at this point. It's just a fact. It's a fact. Why does an athlete like Conor McGregor typically get tired halfway through the second, beginning of the third round? Because he's not fueled properly. It's not that he's not trained properly. He's not fueled properly. Zero Integrity George, unfortunately, in my opinion, and that of most of the other top tier trainers and professionals, all feel the same way. This poor kid is not being fueled properly. He's being sent out to battle with 7 minutes of fuel in his body, and that's it. That's not Conor's fault because he's a fucking animal. He's a fucking stud, a hard-nosed fucking stud. He's being sent out there with a gas tank that's a third of the way full. And then he has to fight on heart and skill and grit. That's not fair to him. So that's my piece to answer your question. Brian DeLay. Hey, Mike, how are you? Just curious. Are you familiar with John Perillo? Of course I am. If so, what are your thoughts on his methods? So John Perillo of Perillo Performance was huge back in the 90s. In the 90s, when I was really making my bones coming up in the strength coach world. Perillo was everywhere. Now, back in those days, I even managed a GNC. Whether I should say that or not, I don't think it really matters. That gave me lots of understanding of the supplement industry. And I worked for them for a few years, and I took all of the education. GNC does a great job of allowing continued education for their team members. Any class, any opportunity, any seminar, any conference I could go to, I went to learn as much as I could about the supplement industry. And it was from a manufacturing, a quality assurance, a formulation, a branding, a marketing, a packaging, all of that stuff. I learned tremendous amounts from. John Perillo, I think, was a great coach at that time. He also skewed a little more towards the high fat side, if I do recall correctly. Now, I haven't thought about Perillo, John Perillo, not to be confused with Jason Perillo, who's a mixed martial arts coach. John Perillo, who's a well-known strength coach. So Perillo was one of the top coaches at that time, focused a little more on was promoted more on the bodybuilding side. Now, outside of that, I can't really touch on what his current philosophies are because I haven't followed up on them in a few years. And guys and gals, if you're just popping onto the channel, I appreciate you being here. Keep listening. I'm answering all the questions as they come through. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, if you appreciate my time or my delivery. I thank you all so much. But the first 10 minutes of this video, once the replay is, once we cap this, go back and listen to the first 10 minutes, 12 minutes of this video where I really break down the fasted versus fed argument of fat loss. It's awesome. Bridget, what's up, Bridget? Been incorporating fasted lists for a little over a week now. I love it and feel great. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Well, Bridget, you are exactly the person I'm talking about, right? The person who actually goes out there, they try it out, and they see how it feels. And holy cow, I feel awesome. I see a difference. I lost a pound, pound and a half, 2 pounds over the last week of pure non-functional body weight, of body fat. I had an additional net loss of 1 pound of non-functional body fat. Do you know what that looks like, guys and gals? To lose 1 pound of pure body fat per week for the non-drug assisted athlete is fucking amazing. Amazing. I would fucking jump over the moon if every one of you could experience losing just 1 pound of pure body fat each week for the next 6 weeks. That's it. You will, by the end of week 1, you'll look completely different. The end of week 2, people will think you're on fucking drugs. That's how different 2 pounds of pure body fat looks when it's taken off your physique. Bridget, I'm super happy for you. Congratulations, young lady. Keep me posted, please. Billy K, after list, doesn't matter how soon you eat. Nope, you can eat right away. Been doing lists for about 6 weeks and my belt is looser. Thank you. There we go. Billy K, again, following the Dolce diet principles of lists, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity while fasted. I should say aerobic activity while fasted. Once again, our clients, our people, our community is proving what science has showed. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. So what type of water filtration system do you need? Well, we have a few at our house. We have a Tyant USA underwater filtration system. We also have a Berkey countertop filtration system, and then we have a few Britas. We use all three randomly, and we use them, consistently. Craig says, just found out my bad cholesterol numbers are super high. I'm 34, 5'10", 162, and live a fairly active lifestyle between work and working out, Muay Thai running. Any advice? Are you under a doctor's care? That is first and foremost. Go to your doctor, be under a doctor's care, and get a deeper diagnosis to what the cause might be. I would suggest also getting a calcium heart score, getting your calcium score done to see if you have any plaque buildup. Now, some science says that the calcium score is a better predicator of heart disease than your cholesterol levels. Now, you have to pay attention to both. You definitely pay attention to your cholesterol, but get your calcium score done and see what is going on there. That is to take some of the fear away, as I know as it can seep in. What's your family history? Some people chronically run a little high. It doesn't mean you're going to die, but it means it's something you need to pay attention to. Again, be working with your doctor, work with your primary care physician, and work with a cardiologist. My strong suggestions. From there, we want to get your nutrition and lifestyle in order. We want you sleeping 7.5 to 9 hours every night. We want you to do everything in your power to eliminate all stress from your life from now on. It's not fucking worth it. It's not fucking worth it to be stressed out, guys and gals. It's not fucking worth it. You run around your world, you're stressed out, the person at work, the job you have, the car you drive, the bills that you're not fucking paying, the neighbor that you have, and you let it stress you the fuck out. And then you get your blood work back and you realize, holy shit, what the fuck does this mean? All of that stuff is just white noise at that point. It doesn't mean anything. You've been giving so much of your positive energy to all this non-consequential bullshit in your life. It's created a state with which you have now become prone to health disorders and disease. Does that make sense to you? So what we want to do is we want to eliminate all external stress. Get rid of it. Life is stressful enough. Let's get rid of all the bullshit. Non-essential stress. Let's fucking push that shit away. We want you to be eating real food with great variety consistently. No more processed food, no more processed sugar, no more fucking garbage in your life. No more soda, no more pop, no more processed juice, no more alcohol. Let's just get back to eating real food the way nature and our biology intend. Now let's start exercising under your doctor's care, of course. Let's start exercising. Let's go for a walk. Let's just go for a 30-minute walk every morning. Let's start our day with a 30-minute walk and see what happens, and then slowly build from there, again, with your doctor's orders, under your doctor's care. Craig, please keep me posted on your progress. I will always be here for you, my friend. I want to see you come back every Friday and tell how you're doing. Sonny, 4.5 pounds, 24 hours from weigh-in. Would you consider that too high or low? I think that's probably perfect. You're waking up 4.5 pounds over. That's fucking awesome. That's pretty common. That's like what Mirsad Bektik does. Usually he wakes up right about 4 pounds over the day before weigh-in. So he'll wake up right around 50 or so. He fights at 56. So wake up right around 50 the day before. We usually put about a gallon of water into him. We put the breakfast bowl into him. We put a good solid lunch into him. Usually it's like an egg scramble, lots of veg, 2 eggs, 4 whites, something like that. And then we let his weight kind of stabilize as the day goes on. Usually he'll go up to 50. He'll like go to the bathroom. He'll be like 49, 48. We'll put more water and fluids back in. He'll get 51, 52, 53. He'll use the restroom. We'll go back to like 52, 51, 50, and we'll keep that going on. Usually what we'll do is the night before weigh-ins, we'll have them take a 20 to 30 minute, nice, comfortable hot tub session where we just hang out in the hot tub. It's like a spa day. Team just goes down to the hot tub. We hang out. We shoot the shit for a few minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We might hit a step method with the athlete, depending if they're over 5 pounds. At that point, we'll do a 25-minute step method and give them a meal. Usually it's 4 to 6 ounces of a wild-caught salmon, half a cup of jasmine white rice, and then whatever green veggies of choice, plus peppers and onions for the digestive components. Usually put 16 to 24 ounces of an electrolyte rehydration solution as a part of that meal. So typically have them go to bed somewhere 2 to 3 pounds over. So what we do with Mirsad, we have him go to sleep right about what he woke up at. So let's say he woke up at 50 today. We'll have him go to sleep right about, 49.9, just under 50. And he'll wind up losing 2 to 3 of those pounds by the time he wakes up in the morning. Then he'll wake up. He does yoga every morning, which is great. He'll wake up, he'll do his yoga, he'll use the restroom, and he's on. That's the way we do it. That's the way we do it. There's no fucking duct taping people inside fucking bathrooms with blow dryers running, pumping the hot tub up or the bathtub up to 109 fucking degrees and cooking people as other teams do. We don't do that shit. Sonny, sounds like you're doing great. Craig says it's probably genetic, as my parents have it, and I had high cholesterol when I was 14 years old. That's very possible. Now, something that you need to consider is, how old are your parents? Are they still around? It's like, yeah, mom and dad are still here. Grandma and grandpa are still here. They all have it. That is something that but that's a conversation for you and your doctor. I don't overstep my scope here or my bounds. I am not a doctor, though my initials are MD, but boom. I am not a medical doctor. You need to be discussing this with your doctor, and you need to be on a healthy lifestyle program supervised by your doctor. My team of registered dietitians are legally licensed to work with you alongside your doctors to ensure you are getting the best quality of care possible to help deal with the issues that you currently have and hopefully reverse them, to manage them, if not reverse them, and get you back down to completely normal, healthy scores. That is the goal. If you have any desire, any of you have any desire to work with myself and my team, you can go to dolcedietshop.com. I'll put a link under this video actually, so you can go there and you can do a 30-minute consultation with a member of our team, registered dietitians, myself possibly, or you can have the one-on-one personalized 8-week nutrition plan that is created by your own personal registered dietitian. That's something that you might consider. And what we typically do, let's say you do the 30-minute consultation with us. If you decide after the 30-minute consultation, hey, this was awesome, I want to work with you guys for the next 2 months, we take whatever you paid for the 30-minute consult, we roll that right into the cost of the 8-week program, and you're off and running. It's not a matter of, we're not trying to take your money, we're trying to help you. So that's there for you too, for you also, Craig. Ben says, I eat grass-fed steak, hormone-free, antibiotic-free. I eat it every day for the past year. Is it okay to eat steak every day? Thanks. I don't, and I wouldn't. I don't see the need to. Wild caught is better than grass-fed for sure. I don't see the need to. I even eat animal protein every single day. I don't really see the need to every single day. I'm 215 pounds of fucking steel, baby, of steel. I don't see the need to. All these people running around eating 12 ounces of steak in a single meal, 16 ounces of steak in a meal, 4 pounds of meat a day. I don't get it. I'm just as fucking strong as them. I carry just as much muscle. I'm typically in better shape. I typically have way better fucking blood work. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the point? I have a much, much, much more robust diet than they do. I mean, I probably eat, I don't know, 40 to 60 different food sources in the average day. Plants and seeds and nuts and greens and animal products. I mean, fruits and veg and everything else. I mean, oils. I mean, there's so many things that go through my day and my life. There's no reason to eat a ton of meat, of red meat, or even of animal protein or animal products. Harv, hey Dolce, how do you properly clean blueberries and strawberries? So we have a big old mixing bowl. It's fucking big, like a whole watermelon can fit into it. We fill that with purified water that comes out of our Tyant filter. We add, I think it's like, I forget, Brandy does it all the time, distilled vinegar, certain parts, I forget what the parts are. It's like a quarter cup per 2 gallons or something like that, a few tablespoons per gallon. And we put all of our berries, all of our fruit products in there. We put it in there, we let it soak, and we actually use our hands and we hand wash them. Then we rinse them, completely rinse them, wash them off. We let them soak again in another bowl of water that doesn't have the distilled vinegar. We drain that and rinse them again. So it's like we wash them twice, we rinse them twice. And we only buy the organic, but knowing that organic often has pesticide residue. Angel, what's up, Crypto? Thoughts on medical mushrooms like lion's mane, chaga, cordyceps, and turkey tail? I have no problem with any of those. I can't say I have personal experience with those, though. Lots, man. So many more questions, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to answer every question. We're already over an hour today, and I appreciate you all being here. You guys are all fucking awesome. Feel free to give a like to this video, give a thumbs up to this video if you appreciate the content. I would appreciate it. It lets me know you're there, and hopefully it lets YouTube know that you guys appreciate this content. We are trying to grow this channel, but we only grow this channel if you guys really want the content. So I think that's the YouTube algorithm. The more interaction and engagement that you guys give us, the more they'll probably bump us. So for whatever that's worth. And you can feel free to share this video on your social networks too. You can cut it, chop it, whatever. Like you can share it at a point. So if you click the share button, you can actually stop the video at, like, maybe I say something that resonates to someone in your life. Maybe it's the fasted thing. Maybe it's the washing the berry thing. You can actually pause the video there, and YouTube will ask you, click share. It said share from this point, like the minute mark. So you can post it on your Facebook page, let's say, or share it on someone else's page and say, hey, here's what you were talking about. They'll hit play, and I start exactly where that point was, which is pretty cool. Edgar says, thanks for everything you do, Coach. Your advice on eating whole foods has changed my life, and I will forever be grateful for it. May God bless you and your family. Edgar, that's fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to help you as best as I can with whatever way that I can in my own imperfect, flawed, gnarly, grisly, unshaven, but honest and transparent and well experienced and well educated way. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys where you are with what I have. That's what we're doing here. So Edgar, thank you, my brother. It means a lot. Answer, hey, Mike, you made a video series about muscle building on full body. You said it'd be a 5-part series, but there's only 3 on your account. Will the series be finished? Yes, it will be finished. When I did that, and that's my apologies, I did part 3 and then we moved studios. That was my fault. So I overpromised on that one. I felt I gave you guys enough information, part 1, 2, 3, but you're right. I never did finish part 4 or 5 simply because the next day we had to break the studio down and then we moved it over to a different new location, the location that we're in right now, as you can probably tell from the backdrops and the higher production value. But you're right. I will work on getting that done for you guys at some point this summer. I don't want to over deliver or over promise again. So I'll get it done for you though. I guarantee it. Adam says, Uncle Mike, I'm down 24 pounds in 8 weeks just by following the principles you share for free. Thanks for the motivation and advice. Give this video a like, guys. Adam, thank you so much. That means absolutely everything. Everything. I try to do my best to offer as much free, honest advice as possible, to be as transparent as possible, and to just simply help. All I want to do is help. The more people I help, the more people feel better, look better, live better. And then as a result of that, the more likely you are to recommend to somebody you know to go back and try one of our products or services. That's how we run our business. That's the only way we've ever run our business, is by doing good work, is by helping people, by putting real information out there. Whether we charge for it or not, it does not fucking matter. We have things that you can certainly purchase if you want to. You can go to the dolcediet.com or dolce.shop.com, blah, 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 and buy that stuff. But that's why I spend so much time, 1 hour and 6 minutes right now, answering your questions, live Q&A. I mean, I charge for this stuff. People pay for this stuff, right? I charge for this stuff. This is like an accountant every fucking day coming on and just doing your taxes for free. That's what I'm trying to do for you. So, Adam, I appreciate that so much. Shit, man, you're down 24 pounds in 8 weeks just by listening to the stuff we're putting out there. That means everything, Adam. Thank you. DJ says, I did 3 weeks to shredded to the T, lost 11 pounds. My blood pressure never looked better. Currently on 4 weeks with 1 meal a day. All right, DJ, that's very interesting. I appreciate that. Grona says, thanks for all the free content. As always, you got it. Nick L, Blueprint, Squats and Steak. Blueprint will be out by June 1st, so we're coming soon. Those of you who want to be a part of the Blueprint, send an email to blueprint@thedolcediet.com. Blueprint@thedolcediet.com. The Blueprint is a 21-day to the championship version of you. I've taken the best practices from the world's greatest athletes, Hollywood celebrities, leaders of industry, and heads of state, the most successful people I've been blessed to be around, to work with, and to work for. I've aggregated all of their best habits. I've put this into a championship blueprint, which I will be sending out on June 1st to anyone who has sent an email to blueprint@thedolcediet.com. No, it doesn't cost you anything. There's no charge. There's no fee. There's nothing like that. Just blueprint@thedolcediet.com. You will be the first group. You will be the only ones to get this for free, because after this, then we're going to fucking charge motherfuckers for it. Let me tell you, because it's going to change. If you follow, it will change your life. That's it. It will change your life. Also, we have a recipe group, guys, on Facebook, the Dolce Diet recipe group on Facebook. You can search for it. You can go to the Dolce Diet Facebook page. You'll see links for it. The Dolce Diet recipe group. I think we have over 1,700 members. We just started a few days ago. I think we have almost 100 recipes on there. You want free recipes, new recipes? It's all free. It's all free. It's our Facebook group, the Dolce Diet recipe group. Check that out also. Coach, did you watch Kevin Lever's RDA? Lee is working with Calavita, and he gassed out especially. He was not like before. Do you agree with me? Who would you choose if you were in his shoes? I didn't watch the fight, so I can't offer an opinion yet. I don't know, man. I like Kevin Lee. I think he's a good dude. I spent some time with him. I'm cutting weight. I was cutting with another athlete, but we were all in the hot tub together. Kevin's a cool cat. I didn't get to see it, so I don't know. Coronas, I think Colby will grind and Usman will go for the KO. You never know, man. It's good. It's a good fight. And Mehmed, any thoughts on Gustafsson versus Lionheart Smith? I think it's a good fight, man. It's a tough fight for Anthony Smith to come back to get, though, after the fucking John Jones fight, man. John Jones put a beating on Anthony. And I say that with respect. I would like to see Anthony take 6 months off after that John Jones fight, but it is what it is. Real says, damn, Mike, I couldn't have asked for a better and more in-depth answer to that question. That was incredible inside information. I never knew Colby was such a gritty guy. Thanks again. Absolutely happy to share this information for you. Paul Garner, I don't know what that means, so I won't repeat it. Ahmed, where is this kind of contact? Where is this kind of contact coming from between you and Zero Integrity George? Man, he's just I've said my piece on it. If he wants to open his mouth, man, I'll just keep telling the truth. That's the thing. He's never, Zero Integrity George has not refuted a single thing I said on the Ariel Helwani show. Why is that? I wonder why that is. He has not refuted a single thing I said on the Ariel Helwani show because it's all facts. It's all facts. You notice he shut his mouth after that? Challenged me to a fist fight. As soon as I responded, he shut his mouth and disappeared. Why is that? And I said some fucking serious shit, right? I said some serious shit, and it's all facts. It's all part of the public record. It's all on the internet right now. What did he do? Boom. Shut his fucking mouth. There you go. My dad says, I've always thought John Kavanaugh was a highly overrated coach, and I think that his work with Conor's career in the Mayweather fight was proof. Thoughts, the Dolce diet? I don't know. I've never worked with John personally. I think John is a good guy, and I have nothing bad to say about John. I've never seen any of John's athletes say anything bad about John. John is a legitimate black belt in a rather hard affiliation, Straight Blast Gym. I know Matt Thornton from my days over in the Portland era. That is a tough gym, a tough system to get through. It's very, very brutal in many ways. So I think John is a good guy. I know he's compassionate. I know he cares about his athletes. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, his Mayweather fight, I don't know what did John have to do with the Mayweather fight? Maybe than just being a friend of Conor or being there for him. So there's some of the things that you're saying I have no context for, but I think John is a good coach. The Mexican, thanks for that, Mike. I couldn't agree more, right? Growner's list is bliss. Amen. Brian, Delaney, Delay. Thanks again for answering my questions. By the way, I lost 10 pounds so far on 3 weeks to shredded. The food is delicious. Bam. On day 5. Damn. So Brian lost 10 pounds in the first 5 days on 3 weeks to shredded. Boom. 3 weeks to shredded is designed to lose 21 pounds in 21 days, like our elite athletes do following 3 weeks to shredded. You can go to thedolcediet.com right now. And I should have a promo code out there for you guys. I absolutely should have a promo code. I don't know. Let's see, as we're talking right now, can I do something for you guys right now? Let's see if I can do something for you right now. 3 weeks to shredded, huh? Let's see this. Stay with me here, guys. Stay with me here. All content, dashboard content, diet, manage, affiliate, tracking. Nope. Oh, boy. Here we go. Nope. What should we say? We should say, nah, I think is a thank you, THANK. I don't know. Let's see if that works. Thank you. Discount. Bam. There we go. All right, guys and gals, I just did it sitting here talking to you right now. So if you want to, you can go to thedolcediet.com right now. Use promo code thank you, all one word. Thank you, all one word. You will save 20% off on the Dolce Diet's 4-week or 12-week online personalized diet and exercise programs. You can follow the 3 weeks to shredded program plus 1 bonus week, or the 3 weeks to shredded program and 8 additional weeks of Living Lean, which is a body recomposition program. If your goal is to lose weight, to gain strength, to improve performance, to improve your health, that is all at thedolcediet.com. It is completely personalized to you. This is one of the most sophisticated software systems on the planet, designed especially for you by myself, my team of registered dietitians, exercise physiologists, certified trainers, and our amazing team of web experts. We have built this for you over the last 3 years. We continue to improve this system every single month for you guys. We keep making bonus benefits to the program. This is all, again, at thedolcediet.com. And again, promo code thank you. You will save 20%. We've never had a bigger discount than 20%. You will save 20% at thedolcediet.com with promo code thank you. 4-week, 12-week program. Summer's here. Memorial Day weekend is here. Let's get in shape right now. You can lose up to 21 pounds in 21 days. Shit, Brian lost 10 pounds in 5 days on 3 weeks to Shredded. Could you imagine? You could be down 10 pounds in 5 days just by following 3 weeks to Shredded. Again, it's at thedolcediet.com. Promo code is thank you, all one word. Boxing stuff. What is the healthiest nut? There's so many jokes that come to mind. There is no individual healthy nut, guys and gals. It is the totality of consumption. I will always say that. No, there's no best exercise. There's no single best anything. Well, there is a single best nut, but that's not the one we're going to. The MMA dude. Mike, I'm digging the Facebook recipe page. FYI, my uncle is the chief scientific medical officer of the ADA. His book on diet to prevent diabetes is pretty much the same food you promoted. Real food. Much respect. Shit. MMA dude, I appreciate that. Can you please post that book inside the recipe group, please? I would certainly love to take a look at that. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And those of you, we have the Dolce Diet recipe group on Facebook. It's 1,700 members strong already in just a few days. I think we have almost 100 recipes on there, which are all fucking super cool. Free recipes. MMA dude, thank you so much. That's super cool. I appreciate that. And you know, it's man, our science is better than everyone. Not better than everyone. Our science is as good or better than the best science out there because that's what we do. We are a team of scientists. Because I don't wear a fucking lab coat and I don't have a ton of acronyms next to my name does not mean I am not a fucking academic, does not mean we do not produce replicatable results, does not mean we do not painstakingly review every single client, every single program, every single outcome, and refine it for the next and the next and the next. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. It's why I've done this for so long. And you have individuals, highly respected individuals like Dr. Rhonda Patrick, like the MMA dude's uncle is the chief scientific medical officer of the ADA. And his book to prevent diabetes is pretty much exactly what we promote, which is the absolute truth. And many diabetics do say very similar things to that. Let's see. Don't forget the book of the week, please. I will. Shit, it keeps popping out of my mind. I'll get back to it. Dolce, great for all the work you do. Would celery juice affect insulin? Should I wait until after list to drink it? I'm not the fan of this weird celery diet. Now, I have celery juice all the time. I have a part of my smoothies. I eat it. But, you know, I need to do a deeper dive if we're talking about insulin to see what the impact. It'll be negligible, if any, but I don't have enough information to honestly give you an opinion on it. So I will refrain from answering that in full. Craig, wow, Mike, I'm floored. Thank you so much for the detailed and inspiring answer. I will be sure to keep you updated for sure. Michael, if you want money too much, you will never get it. Michael, heck, that is a great fucking statement. And that's the truth. That's something we teach here. When we work with our coaches, when we run our certification and nutrition conferences, we teach you a system. And I'll give you a quick overview of the system. Research, results, reputation, resume, rewards. That is the order of success. Research is first and foremost. You have to know your topic. Results. Can you replicate results every single time? Every single time results without question. Resume will come from the results. Let me back that up. Actually, let me back that up because I'm talking so fast. Research, results, reputation, then resume, then rewards. Research, you have to know your fucking topic. Results, you have to replicate results every single time without question. Reputation is results plus integrity. You get the fucking job done every single time, and you are a solid fucking dude. You are a solid girl. You are a fucking solid person. You get this shit done. You keep your fucking mouth shut. You do the fucking job, and you go the fuck home. You are trustable. You are trustworthy. That's your reputation. Resume. Once you get that reputation of replicating results, of being fucking cool as shit and knowing your fucking topic, then your resume grows. Then you can work with anyone you fucking want. And once you can start working like that, that's where the rewards come in. That's where you start making that fucking money. Michael, you got it, man. Mohammed, hello, Mike, some kickboxing guy. Joe Valentini says on Rogan that he never run. He just hits the bag and stuff. What do you think? I know a lot of athletes that do that, but I don't think that that's optimal. I know that's not optimal. Now, maybe there's an injury or some sort of issue, then we can work around that. But optimally, optimally, the best fighters of all time have always put in road work. Now, it doesn't have to be hard sprints, but you think about a fight. You're on your feet, you're on your toes, you're bounding, you're moving. Now, you don't have to run like a sprinter like Usain Bolt or like Galen Rupp. You don't have to run like that, but you need to be moving your body. You need to be moving your body. And there's different energy systems you're training. Ricardo, Dolce, the man with the plan. Amen, Ricardo. Good to see you. Boxing stuff. Why do all these people eat one meal per day? Does it help? Nope, because they're stupid. Stupid. MMA dude, I'm pretty sure George is the guy who put a thumbs down. Zero integrity, George. I'm sure there's always a one thumb down. And that's fine. I could fucking care less because any engagement is good engagement. You get videos, not our videos, of course. Some videos get 100 thumbs down. YouTube only ranks engagements. They love people to be loved or to be hated. As long as you're interacting, it's a benefit. So whatever. And what I ask is if you give a thumb down, man, if you give a thumb down, just let me know why. Just let me know why. Maybe I can get better. Unless you're a hater, then that's the issue. Shukrat, where are your short shopping videos? It seems like they are deleted. Short shopping videos? What does that mean? Short shopping. What does that mean? Real says zero integrity. George is a fan of Ali. What does that mean? Performance nutrition. What's up, Daniel? Real sounds like Joe V is using EPO. Elena, in a previous video, you said to go for a walk fasted and keep your heart rate between 90 and 110. I'm pretty healthy, but I can't seem to get my heart rate below 110, even if I go slow. Well, I would start checking your resting heart rate, Elena, and I would see in time, let's see, you should become more efficient. Your heart rate should start to drop in time, but you might want to go to your doctor and just get a quick checkup and make sure everything is okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just something that's new for you. Sonny, what kind of carb cycle should you look at during fight week? Would you also increase potassium level at all? Thanks, help coach. Oh, that's a loaded question. Without knowing you specifically, we don't specifically carb cycle. We keep carbs relatively static during fight week outside of little bursts for energy expenditure. So if you have to go and do something a little extra, we'll throw a little bit more carbs in there. Otherwise, we keep it pretty static. Shukrat says, how often do you eat the breakfast bowl? Probably, I'd say 4 to 6 days per week on the average week, easily. All right, guys and gals, an hour, 21 minutes. I've answered every single question in this thread. I appreciate each and every one of you. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up. That means you appreciate some of the time and information that I've shared with you guys. That makes me feel very warm and fuzzy all over. I feel special. And hopefully it helps YouTube start to share or recommend our videos. I believe what we're offering here on this channel is great content. I know it's great content. Hopefully YouTube feels the same. And you guys can feel free to share this information. Again, you can just click the share button. You can choose the thing that I'm saying, and you can share from that point forward. You can throw it up on your channels. Who knows? That might help the people around you as well as help this channel to grow. So I appreciate you guys being here. I will be back on Instagram later on today doing our IG Live, answering your questions. And until next time, have a great weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. I don't want to say happy Memorial Day because in Memorial Day here in the United States, we are remembering the veterans who are no longer with us. We're remembering and honoring the sacrifice of the veterans and the family of the veterans and what this nation has gone through up until this point. And it's more of a very reverent holiday in my mind. Yes, families do get together. Yes, there are barbecues and all those things. And that's nice. That's special. And in my mind, that is a reflection and a tip of the hat with respect to the family of the veterans, that we're all appreciating our families. So I won't say happy Veterans Day to you guys, but what I will say is have an amazing weekend, have a rewarding weekend, have a special weekend. Take the time to be reverent. Take the time, if you're an American, to be appreciative of those who are no longer here as a result of their service for our country, and keep their family in your thoughts, because their family is spending this weekend without one of their loved ones who has fallen in their line of duty. So to say the thank you, I think, is an understatement, because we can never express thanks for what our veterans have done for us. But just to know that we have a deep, reverent appreciation for our military, both, active military, honorably discharged military, and then those who gave the greatest sacrifice. So everyone else out there, I appreciate you guys completely. And until next time, boom.